Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Kerry's Musings. I'm here at Veterans Memorial Park in Fruitland Park, Florida. Nice and sunny, and nice and warm. See some of the people around here. Switch the camera. Oop. Nice little group. Let me make sure. Hopefully I'm live. I don't. We have a few members here to start small, grow large. Everybody get ready. Fired up. Fire up, Florida. Mr. Wyckoff showing up here. Small but powerful. Getting ready to start up. Get her going. You have to forgive my arm on my tripod. Sorry about the confusion there. Look around that little tripod handle. I broke it and had to tip it up the wrong way. We're here talking amongst ourselves, getting ready to talk about freedom in this country. Getting ready to talk about everything that's going on around us.
We're here to stand for freedom and for our country. It's non-political. We are not political here at all. Yes. As we're a grassroots movement, there are no sides in this fight. There are no sides. It's one fight for all. It's important that we stand together and hold the line. We've endured lots over the years and it's just getting worse and worse. There is no more waiting for someone to come in and save the day, to save the world. That day is here and it's up to us to be the warriors. Warriors come in different ways. Some are strong men, some are mama bears, some have suffered and endured a lot. No matter how you got here, know you are here for a reason, here for a purpose, and it starts now.
That's right, stand up.
Yeah. No more hiding away, no more, I'll do that tomorrow. It starts now, and it starts with all of us. We've got to get this movement going.
Talk, talk, talk. Everybody.
That's what they hear, right? Yep.
Yep.
And one ear out the other.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. This is just a little bit about me, so you know who I am. I've lived in Central Florida for since 2009. I am the 6th great granddaughter of John Hart, one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. I have 2 sets of grandparents that came over on the Mayflower. Both grandfathers signed the Mayflower Compact. So I've got some roots. I got to live up to my ancestors.
You've got big shoes to fill.
Now you know why I stand and fight to protect our freedoms. I owe it to my ancestors to stand and protect what they stood and fought for. So I've got to do this. I don't have a choice. I have to do it. So. And then I was all alone in this battle trying to get this convoy and rally set up. And then God sent me this little angel here. She's my biggest cheerleader.
She did it all, honey. I just said I'll help.
She's helped me a lot. So I want everyone to know that God sent me a wonderful angel to help me and be my biggest cheerleader.
Thank you.
You are. You really are. Couldn't have done it without you. All this time she's been helping me. She's been taking care of her sick mama. She's had 3 different caregivers to be able to come here today. So that means the world to me. So Charlene is here, and she's gonna read something special that should mean something to all of us. But it's called Old Glory. Is that
It's
what
Old
it's called?
Glory, right?
Yeah.
It's about the flag.
Yeah, so she's gonna read that to us.
I do want to say, my mother is literally in her deathbed, and people are out there complaining how they can't come or they can't help or participate. One, I'm paying $40 an hour, standing up for this one day. That's all it takes. But we're trying to start something here, good, family-oriented. You need to stand up, people. Help us. Help us help you and our families.
That's right. Yeah. And there is one thing we need to do before you read Old Glory, is we do need to say the pledge to Old Glory.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so let's stand and let's do the pledge.
Which way?
Ready? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America,
And to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God.
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Yeah!
Say it too. I'm sure some of you guys, following the chats and the different people, you probably heard it or read it, Old Glory. I'm going to read it to you again, even if you have. It says, I am the flag of the United States of America. My name is Old Glory. I fly atop the world's tallest buildings. I stand watch in America's halls of justice. I stand guard majestically over great institutions of learning. I stand guard with the greatest military power in the world. Look up and you'll see me. I stand for peace, honor, health, and justice, truth. I stand for freedom. I am confident. I am arrogant. I am proud. When I am flown with my fellow banners, my head is in the highest clouds, a little truer. I bow to no one. I am recognized all over the world. I am worshipped. I am loved. I am feared. I have fought in every battle, in every war, for more than 200 years. Gettysburg, Shiloh, Appomattox, I can't say it, San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, the Aragon Forest, Anzio, Rome, the beaches of Normandy, Guam, Okinawa, Japan, Korea, Vietnam, and the Persian Gulf, and a score of other places long forgotten. But, all but, those who were with me, I was there. I lead my soldiers and my sailors, our airmen, Marines. I've followed them, I've watched over them, I've loved them. I was on the small hill in Iwo Jima. I was dirty, battle-worn, and tired. For I have been soiled, burnt, torn, and trampled on in the streets by my own country. And that's a shame.
Yes. Yes.
And when it is by those I have served in battle with, it hurts. But I shall overcome, for I am strong. I have slipped the bounds of the earth, and from my vantage point on the moon, I stand watch over the uncharted new frontiers of space. I have been a silent witness to all of Americans' finest hours, but my first honor comes when I am torn in stripes and stripped to be used as a band-aid. For my wounded commanders on the field who have fought battle, when I fly in half-mast to honor my soldiers and airmen and my sailors and Marines, and when I lie in the trembling arms of a grieving mother at the graveside of her fallen son or daughter, I am proud. My name is Old Glory. Long may I wave, and dear God, long may I wave.
Okay, Shirley and I can't read everything, so I'm going to read just a little bit of the Constitution, but then if I could have all volunteers to read some of the amendments would be great. It says, "We the people of the United States, in order to perform a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America." I think it's pretty cool my grandfather was part of this, so.
I do too.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Great.
And, I mean, how can we, what these men went through, how can we just let it go? How can we just lose it all and just not even stand up and fight for it? It's sad, it's very sad. Would somebody like to read the first 4 amendments? They're very short, if anybody would like to read them.
Joe.
Joe, I've got a bigger version if you'd like it.
Just read from section 1.
Yeah, amendment 1, yes.
All legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of the Senate and House of Representatives. Section 2. The House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year by the people of several states, and the electors in each state shall have the qualifications requisite for electors of the most numerous branch of the state legislature. No person shall be a representative who shall not have attained to the age of 25 years and been 7 years a citizen of the United States, and who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of that state in which he shall be chosen. Representatives and direct taxes shall be apportioned among the several states which may be included within this union, according to their respective numbers, which shall be determined by adding the whole number of free persons, including those bound for service for a term of years and excluding Indians.
Okay, we needed to hear that too.
This is bigger, I can see the seat.
Yeah.
All right. Amendment 1. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Amendment 3. No soldier shall, in time of peace, be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in the time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. Amendment 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched.
We also want to honor the J6 tonight. I don't know if you all have all the columns in there or not, but it's a really sad situation. They have a nightly vigil. I don't know whether you all are aware of that, but there's a nightly vigil outside the jail in DC for these people, and they are able to call out on the telephone and talk to the people there. So it's very, very touching. This is a call.
I'm sure he can be there.
Exactly. This is a call from Help Frontline to J6ers that wrote this. Do you want to read that? It's very short.
Are being denied due process, bond, speedy trials, visitations with family and friends, including video visitations. We are from all over the U.S. and have been drugged here to be treated differently than the rest of the population here at this despicable facility. We weren't asking for special treatment. We want to either be moved to facilities near our homes so that we could see our families, or to be allowed to visit. We need your help. A call of action coming soon.
So, they just need help. We need to be more of a voice for them because none of them should be there. Not one single one of them. And I just came across this. This is dated 10/24, and in the fine print for one of the J6ers, and his name is Thomas Robertson. In the fine print, there's codes. It doesn't say what the crimes are, but there's a code. And it says hidden right in the middle, excuse me, of my actual charges with no description, just a number, assassination of the president.
Hey, can I interject? Can I interject? Washington D.C. is a territory. There are only two places like
Right.
the Vatican and Washington D.C. They have their own laws, they have their own
Right.
regulations. These are considered political prisoners. They have no rights.
Right.
They obviously
According
have
to
no
them.
rights, so we have to fight for them to keep those rights.
That's
Get
right.
out of there.
Yeah.
According to them, they
It's
have no
illegal.
rights.
It's
Right.
illegal
Right.
what they did.
It is very illegal what they did.
Yes.
So we're going to honor the J6ers tonight, and we're going to read every one of their names. So if somebody would like to take a page, everyone can join in and honor them. So
We got pages here of all of them.
if anybody would like to just, yeah. And you can read 2 pages. I just would like them to all be honored. These are people that's in jail, at home, under home arrest, everyone that's considered a J6er. So, all right, if you want to go ahead and start, there's really no order. I mean, yep. And just try to talk loud because we've got live streamers here, so it can be heard.
Okay.
Huh?
Can't hear too good.
You can't? Let's scoot up here.
No, I got it up there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hopefully you can.
The first one is Rasha Abu Rabi, Zachary Jordan Alon, Chris Alberts, Thomas John Ballard, Richard Barnett, Pauline Bauer, Brian Beal, Joseph Randall Biggs, Gina Michelle Bizignano, Leo Brent Bozel IV, James Brett, Jeffrey Scott Brown, Jeremy Brown, Jennifer Buteau, Jamie Buteau, and Alan William.
On Jeremy Brown, you guys know the story of him,
Yeah.
right?
But most don't, so go ahead and share it. We got live
Do you
streamers.
want to share it?
Don't.
Do you want to share what you know about Jeremy Brown?
I just know that he's in jail for J6 charges, and that he was running for office for, I think it was for the House.
Right,
Yes.
Yeah.
but he didn't actually
He
do
wasn't
anything.
there.
No, he wasn't, he never
He
went
wasn't
inside
even
the
there.
building.
It's all about them
Right.
trying to convince him to be an FBI informant.
Right, yeah.
So, and he's sitting there for nothing, no reason whatsoever,
Yeah,
only
he
because he
refused to
denied them
Mhm.
an illegal service.
That's crazy.
They're telling me in the live stream, Jeremy's trial is Monday.
Monday.
Wow.
Monday.
So if you're in that area, I think we need to send it out of there.
Yep.
I just got goosebumps. Lisa, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, are we ready for?
Yeah.
Okay, we got Daniel Ray Caldwell, Samuel Pino Cameron. I don't want to jack your names up. John Cameron, Jacob Anthony Chansley, Eric Douglas Clark, Meredith Cleveland, Luke Coffey, Lonnie Leroy Kaufman, Matthew Ross Council, Mason Corson, William Cressman, Bruno Joseph Hugh, Jenny Lewis Cudd, Nathaniel J. D. Grave, David Nicholas Dempsey, Lucas Denny, Charles Donahue, and Joshua Doolin.
I also, we'll read some more of those. This is actually, a letter from Enrique, which is here in, I think he's in Miami. isn't he?
Yeah, he's
Jail
in Miami, right.
Does somebody want to read that? This is something he wrote about being, from inside the FDC Miami. Those are just some words from him, if somebody would like to read that. Anybody? Okay, thank you.
Those of whom know me know that I always have something to say. Unfortunately, I can't comment much when it comes to my case. What I can say is that we are innocent on the charges levied against us, and that we all, with smiles on our faces and God in our hearts, are looking forward to our day in court. I, for one, have not lost faith in our justice system. You may call me naive, but hope is not something I'm willing to lose. Not yet, at least. We focus ourselves on the warm hugs from our families outside the courthouse. We are strong and our faith is unshakable. So we ask that you do not fret and do not cry for us. Know that we are resilient, so don't be saddened. Not only can no one be against us because God is with us, but we have our families and we have you, so we can lay our head on our pillows, knowing that our future is bright, and knowing we did nothing wrong. I do have something to ask of you. It's not donations, it's not commissary, it's ask for your prayers. Fear is attempting to divide us, and the only thing that can keep us united is love. God's love conquers fear. And like the bronze statue of the fearless girl standing against the bull in Manhattan, we too must show that fearlessness. Who knows, maybe one day another bronze statue of a fearless woman can be put on display on our national mall. Maybe that woman can be Ashley Babbitt. One can only hope. We love you and we thank you. We will be home soon. Enrique Tario.
Wow.
And I believe he was not there either. He was there before in the airport. He wasn't even there that day.
Oh, wow.
Another-
That's the thing about it.
He had empty magazines that had prop boards on.
But they take it at the airport. Yeah.
And it was in his luggage, and
Yeah.
he was arrested for that.
But if you go, if you were to go back and look at that Second Amendment, what is it, 2 sentences?
Oh, yeah?
It doesn't say nowhere in there how many guns I can have, how many shells, what size gun.
Yeah.
It does not say any of that. It says I am allowed to bear arms.
Right.
It did not say you are allowed to restrict what I use or how many I have.
Right. Now, they
And it was
destroyed our
malicious
country.
style.
Correct, in a malicious
Malicious
style,
style,
which
right.
we are
Which
no
is not
longer a
hunting.
militia. Right,
It's not hunting,
right.
Exactly.
See?
militia.
Yeah. And this is what people don't see, that our liberties are being taken away. I still have people say,
Yeah.
what freedoms have you lost? If you can't tell me what freedoms you've lost, then you're the problem.
Yeah.
Right,
I no longer have a sister or a brother. I have siblings.
yeah.
No, I have a sister and a brother.
Yeah, so.
Your chromosomes tell you what you are. I don't care what you cut off or add to it.
Right.
I mean, be for real. I mean, that's just straight up.
Yeah. 2 genders, male, female, all the rest are mental diseases.
You want to be both, have fun with it. We'll meet you at home.
Yeah.
We're gonna do-
Okay. Do you have something you want to read?
Yeah, I was gonna do this here Constitution thing I
No,
saw.
that never makes
I had
sense.
to print it. It was so
Okay.
tiny. I couldn't read it. I mean, it was tinier than this.
Oh, yeah.
This was a statement that I printed off from Ron Paul. I got this from Ron Paul.
Since the day of me.
If we stuck to the Constitution as it was written, we would have no federal meddling in our schools, no Federal Reserve, no U.S. memberships in the Union, no gun control, and no foreign aid. We would have no welfare for big corporations or the poor, no American troops in 100 different foreign countries, no NFATA, GAT, or fast track, no arrogant federal judges suppressing states' rights, no attacks on private properties, no income tax. We would get rid of most of the agencies and most of the budget. The government would be small, frugal, and limited, where it should be.
Yeah.
And here's another thing that when I was looking this up, we own a lot of property. Literally, they're telling us that it don't matter if you own your car deed, your title, land property, it's really not yours. Even though your name is on that title, it's not yours.
You have a license to use it.
You have a license to use it. Kerry is correct. Don't matter what you put into it and what your name is on it, you still don't own it. Government does.
I just found that out.
I did too.
The government took money from people and said they were selling it to them.
Yeah,
So who's confused?
right? We the people.
They didn't give it to them free. They took money
No.
from them and sold it to them.
Right, right.
So it should be theirs.
Correct. Another thing, our freedom, I mean, not only the border wall with the China crap and all that going on as well. You don't see us over there buying property from China. They don't
Right,
allow
right.
it.
Exactly.
But they're buying our property here, and most of it, if you look up where their property is, most of it is by a satellite tower and a military base.
Right.
Look it up, I'm
And
not
all
lying.
the gold and the mining companies around the
Well, they
world,
bought a lot of
they're
our
buying them
timber
out.
property
Right.
for
Yep.
timber.
And gee, who sold all that to them in that property up there, the land in Oklahoma? Joe Biden.
Brandon?
Yep, Brandon.
They've been buying it for years before him.
And I've got
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
names for him.
Ever since Johnson.
The big question in
Yeah.
my mind as a veteran is, we have a Department of Defense. It was established to defend our country,
Thank you.
not to go all over the world and fight people's little battles for them.
Right.
Exactly, yes.
Why
it.
in the
Yes.
hell isn't our Department of Defense defending our borders? We have all kinds of men in uniform sitting around in barracks and walking around playing soldiers. They could all be down there on that border doing what the Department of Defense was established for. Where are they?
We all have
Who
that
the
same
hell,
question.
I mean,
We're
doesn't
talking about
anybody up
also
there
about
have
white
the
rage.
brains to stand up and argue that point?
No.
Why?
We need to.
Well, maybe things will change, hopefully a little bit. Hopefully it'll get a little bit better, but right now, no. We
Well, I
can't even
think our
answer a
only
question like that.
possibility is to never vote for anybody who's already in an office.
That's right, no third terms.
It's the only way we can change them. We
Yeah.
may lose a few good
Right.
people. There may be a couple of
But we may
patriots up
gain a
there.
better one.
But in the long run, the overall, it's the only answer. Because they'll never do it themselves.
No, they won't.
They control the gravy train and they're not gonna cut it off. We as voters, and our only possible answer is to never vote for anybody who's already in office.
That's right.
Keep putting new blood in, new blood in, new blood in, new blood in.
Because if they're bad, then they're only going to be.
Oh, yeah, well, we're taking a chance when we do that.
Yeah.
Because half of them are bullshitting us.
Yeah.
They're going there for the
Well, they're
wrong
liars.
reasons. There are no patriots.
No.
I don't think there are many patriots in
I
Washington.
mean,
They're self-centered.
There was on J6 though. They were in Washington.
There.
Yeah,
There
right.
shouldn't be.
No, I'm talking about the 700,000 of us over there.
Yeah.
Onto the Capitol footsteps. They didn't get all of us.
You mean when they stole the election?
I mean, that whole day was a
They
setup.
were there to take it back.
It was.
That whole day was a setup. It was
You put them in
planned.
big.
It's been planned for over a year prior to that.
Yeah.
700,000
I mean, you might want to turn that off, Brian.
I know. He's only got one left too, and he's done.
Okay, we won't go too deep into that. We all know the truth of that day.
Yeah.
We all know
Yeah,
the
we
truth
do.
of that
I
day.
mean, you can, we'll just, mute it.
And who was there?
Just Warner.
Yeah.
So
It's
now,
horrible, that's horrible too. I mean, everything
yes,
wrong with our
and that right
country.
there, that right there, the control they have over us as to what we can say.
Say.
We just
Yeah.
read about freedom of speech. There is no freedom of
Yeah.
speech.
And then did you see Elon Musk putting out the stuff that he found on Twitter, all the
Yeah.
emails?
Oh, yes.
I didn't
Yeah.
know.
It's
I
been
heard
buried
that.
in
I know.
Yeah.
Right
We
on.
haven't really
Too.
deep, yeah, we haven't looked in it deep, but we heard
Yeah.
about it. And
But we feel that by him doing that, what kind of open door for him, now all that target that's gonna go on him, what's gonna
Yeah, like
happen
with
to him.
lawsuits.
Yeah, totally.
The
I think it's a
FBI.
big deal.
He has
Yeah.
enough
I
this.
think you know
Very
the
powerful.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knew what he was taking
Oh, you got a
on.
problem? Guess what? You're going to the moon.
We have to stand behind people like that in numbers
Correct. Yep.
to back them up.
Now.
Well, that's what it is. People need to stand up and realize that it's not a blue, a red, a Trump. It's a we the people.
We the
Because we
people.
the people actually do possess the power.
Exactly.
We
And
just
always
have to stand
have.
up for it.
They make us think that it's not that way, because people who don't know forget. They think, oh, the government tells us what to do, and they don't.
Nope.
Right, they don't.
No, they don't.
That's what scared them, whenever, the people were going up and, it must have been 700,000 people, they didn't get all of us.
Nope.
That's a very small percentage of the people that's
Very small,
really.
they don't talk about all the witnesses
300
that
million.
knew that what they said went on didn't really go on. There was a few hundred that maybe,
Right.
had a little going on, but there was Antifa, there were feds.
Yep.
I saw them changing clothes.
Yeah.
I was there.
We,
Yeah.
They were all
we
inserted.
just-
I was here for
Yeah,
all
they had
marches.
some of that on camera too.
Yeah.
It's-
We got lots of
it's-
video.
But-
Yep.
Yeah, we
They-
just have to pray that those truths start coming out.
But even with the
And that's
video
what
and the
I wrote
proof,
about
it doesn't
it.
help the J6ers because the lawyers are begging them to have plea bargains.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Plead on this, plead on that. They'd rather have them dead and choose a plea bargain than to do their damn job, which
But
is
the lawyers don't
disrespectful.
care. They got no skin in the game.
No.
Because
They
it's
don't
easy.
care.
It's easier for them. They don't have to invest.
Yeah.
Right, they don't.
They don't. No, they get to go home at the end of the day to their
Right.
family.
Exactly.
They don't care.
Oh, you don't wanna take it? All right, see ya.
Right.
See ya next month.
And on that note, I do want to, recognize the 4 that lost their life that day. So, Benjamin Phillips, it says killed at 1:05 p.m. Kevin Greason, killed at 1:28 p.m. Ashley Babbitt, killed at 2:27 p.m. Roseanne Boylan, killed at 4 p.m.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
So I never got the full story on the first 2. I know about the 2 women, but the 2 guys. Does anybody know because I've heard different things.
The compression from something that was fired. I don't know. It was compression to their chest.
Oh, wow.
I mean, the
And
blast.
every-
I've first heard
Yes,
heart
the tear
attacks,
gas,
but I
the
don't
compression
know.
from it.
Ever
Yeah.
shooting over our heads?
Yeah,
It was
but
crazy.
it was the compression from them firing that
Wow.
got
So
him in the
technically a heart attack, but it was caused by.
It was attempted
Right.
murder because they
Right.
fired off, yeah.
How do you go
Yeah.
inside? I was
Yeah,
there.
so,
I was up the steps,
all right.
peacefully protesting.
If we could read some more of the J6ers, we'll get through that, then we can kind of change the subject. And not that I want to change the subject, but if we finish with them, I don't want to keep flip-flopping back and forth. So volunteers to read pages?
Get this one.
Okay, all right.
Carl Dresch, Derek Evans, Scott Kevin Fairlamb, Brandon Fellows, Alan J. Fisher, Kyle Fitzsimmons, Gilbert Fondacoba, Michael Joseph Foy, Michelle Gardner, Rachel Jenko, Robert Geishwin, Simone Gold, Daniel Goodwin, James Grant, Coy Griffin, Joseph Hackett, Timothy Lewis Hale Cusinelli.
Do we have a peaceful protester?
Yes, standing with the Patriots.
Yay!
He's letting his voice be heard.
Yeah, way over there. Oh, there it is.
That's one of my favorite animals.
Yeah, they normally have a partner.
That's what he's doing, he's calling.
Where you at?
Beautiful Florida.
It's our new Patriot.
It's called a sand crane. Sand crane. I went flying. They're usually bigger.
But I thought all my teachers were patriots.
And maybe
They were back then, but they really were back then.
But then I was in school, elementary school, during the Second World War, when we had bomb drills and had to hide under our desk.
Right.
Bullets
And we may even see a gator out
under
there.
her desk.
Yeah, I mean, a Gator made document.
Yep.
And she
Wow.
would read,
So-
we could hear her reading on it.
But see, when I turned around,
Keep us quiet because we had these drills.
walk slow, walk slow, they'll stay.
And then when I got to high
They'll
school,
stay there if you walk
many
slow.
of my teachers were veterans.
Let's see.
Some of them were Korean veterans.
How
Oop,
wonderful
nope.
is that?
I graduated in '53.
There she goes.
I was born in '63.
Beautiful.
If somebody wants to read another page, then maybe you can make that phone call.
Okay.
I'll read another page.
Okay, we do have someone that's gonna call in,
Excuse me.
and speak to us. He's a very good patriot.
I knew it was two.
Yeah, he's a very good patriot, but, he's been fighting on a kind of a different front. I don't know whether y'all have heard about these drag queen shows.
Oh, yeah.
That's for all ages.
Yes.
And he has been going, and standing and, trying to make a difference in that regard. And there was a big one in Columbus today, and I heard there was quite a confrontation. I didn't get to see anything, but
They
just
shut 'em
heard
down.
there was.
They
Huh?
shut them down.
Oh, yeah.
They went off privately online.
Yes, they went off,
Okay.
they did it online. Yeah, they shut the actual show down, but they did it online, so,
That's
yeah.
Cowards.
Yeah.
Cowards. Well, we shut them down, really.
right.
They went in their closet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, back to the closet.
Rats. Rodents.
Back to the closet.
Let's keep it back
Creatures of the night.
Whatever, now they're out there.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna read
They
some
can
more
have
J
their problems,
Sixers.
as long as they don't try
Ready?
to
Yeah.
get into my
Right.
business, I don't, what they do, but when they proselytize, I don't approve of it.
Okay. Thomas Patrick Hamner, Chuck Hand and Mandy Robinson Hand, Alex Kirk Harkrider, Kenneth Harrelson, Timothy Allen Hart, Donald Hazard, Albuquerque Cosperhead, Jennifer Marie Hennel, I'm missing people's names, Pamela Hempville, Joseph Hutchinson, William Isaac, Adam Jackson, Aaron James, Shane Leiden Jenkins, Douglas Austin Jensen, Justin Jersey, Daryl Johnson,
Just let him know that our PA
Paul
system's
Russell
on
Johnson.
speaker.
Yeah, the PA system.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking out at these drag shows. He's actually on the phone. He's going to call. He's going to speak to us. We're going to put him on speakerphone. But,
Okay, cool.
so,
Very good.
Buffalo man.
yeah. Hey, Buffalo Man.
Hi.
Can everyone hear
Hello. Yeah.
Hey,
We're good. We're glad you could join us. I was telling them what you've been doing and what your latest mission has been. So we all appreciate you.
Oh yeah, today was a wild day. It was actually a very good day. We shut it down before it happened. We still had our protest.
Good job.
Woo, thank God.
Yeah. So I want to start off by thanking all you guys for coming out to Ruba Girl's awesome convoy rally. You still hear me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't hear myself. So, yeah, thank you for coming out. I know Ruba Girl's been working so hard on this. Charlene's been helping her. Thank you, Charlene.
You're welcome.
We got to get people to stand up, guys.
Yeah.
Time's running out. You know, it's getting worse and worse every day. You don't even have to watch the news to notice it. Like, it's out there, you know? So yeah, please get more involved. Let's do more rallies. Maybe next time I'll come down and meet you guys in person.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good.
We all need to stand up. Same thing with these underage drag shows, guys. We need to stand up. Find them. Go to them. Just stand outside. People will show up. Trust me. You'll gain very good friends. Before this, I was never. I heard of the Proud Boys.
Ooh-hoo.
I know they're all
Yes, they are.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're not trying to expose the kids at all. We're out there trying to expose the parent because, you know, it's sort of like I came up with, even, you know, being a dad and everything. Why would you want to take your kids to a strip club? Is there any difference? No. You know why?
None.
Because these old guys are dressing up as females, letting these kids, you know, sit on their laps and dance with them. It's just sickening. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I do still support freedom. Like I said, one of these rallies, I'll definitely come down there and meet you guys all in person. Let's get it big, guys. Let's spread it out to our neighbors, spread it to the people you work with. Let's get the word out there. Like I said, we're running out of time.
Got it. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Doing a good job, Buffalo.
Oh yeah, anybody have any questions they want to ask?
Where are the Proud Boys at?
He's had them. They've been supporting
They
him.
were with him today.
Oh yeah, they're out here, guys. If we continue to do this, they'll come.
He's in North Carolina, and that's where he met the good group that stood up for him. And then he just went to Ohio, and you had Proud Boys there as well, standing up for the children, correct?
Yes, we had over 100 Proud Boys out there
Yeah.
today.
Wow. God love it. Thank you.
Wait, there's a question.
You're with Cape Fear? You're with Cape Fear?
They're not the bad people you see
Cape
on
Fear.
TV.
I'm not saying that.
Picturing them that way.
Right.
These
No,
are
they-
very good men that have full-time jobs, that have families. They don't want to be out there doing this on a Saturday or Sunday, standing in the cold, you know?
Right.
But
They're
that's our
dads.
duty.
They're
That's their
dads.
duty. That's our duty.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, there's another question or comment.
Go ahead.
You're with Cape Fear?
He's
Chapter?
not. He's not a Proud Boy.
Oh, he's not.
Not a Proud Boy.
Okay, I didn't.
No,
I missed
I'm not a
that.
problem with it, but thank you. I do work closely with them, and they're a part of Buffalo Man, and I'm a part of their organization somewhat, you know, 'cause we're all working together.
They met at the first drag show he was protesting.
Yeah, I was, I don't know, my name's White Shark on Telegram and in different groups, and I was in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Oh, awesome. I appreciate it. Yes, we all have to get out to these guys. It's going to get worse and worse. So,
I just say the chapter up there, I tried to get him to help out with me. We were trying to shut down some of those drag shows that came to Winston, and I couldn't get no participation up on that side, so you gotta get after those boys over there.
Oh, we can't get anyone up here. We don't find Proud Boys up here. We've been looking.
Yeah.
well, send me an email to buffaloman11@protonmail.com. I will point you in the right directions and we'll get you contacts and everything.
All right.
So,
All right.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, guys.
All right.
And once again, I want to say thank you for stepping up, and you guys are true patriots, and me and Buffalo Wifey love you guys, and keep up the good fight.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
We gotta
Thank
do it
you.
together. We have to do it together. We can't do it apart.
That's 100% correct. United we stand, divided we fall. That's what
Absolutely.
we're doing, guys. We're all
Band
divided.
together in
We all
groups.
need to get on the same page and hit it 100%.
Correct. Correct. Yeah, because there's no sides in this fight. It's one fight.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we thank you very much.
Yep, keep supporting Ariba Girl. She's a very smart, intelligent woman, and she worked hard for this, so I want to thank her now. And go to Buffalo Man 11 on YouTube and check some of that out. We'll be working together.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank
So,
you.
love you guys.
Love
God
ya.
bless you
Love
all.
ya.
Thank you. You too. Appreciate your wife's support too.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
His wife is Buffalo Wifey. He's Buffalo Man 11,
Buffalo
and his
Man
wife is Buffalo Wifey.
Buffalo Wifey.
But they're both very good.
And Lovey what?
Huh?
What's she go by?
Buffalo Wifey.
Your wife.
Oh.
Nikki. Love
Nikki Love.
Nikki Love.
There we go. I knew it was Love something.
Right.
I follow you guys too.
Okay. All right. Let's read amendments 5 and 6. So do we have anybody that would like to read amendment 5 and 6? Any takers? No? Carries?
I can't see. I
Can't
don't. Sorry. I left my glasses.
Okay. So we're just doing 5 and 6.
I'm like,
All right, number 5. No person shall be
Yeah,
held
mine
to
ran out.
answer for a capital or
You didn't refill it?
otherwise infamous crime, unless on a presentment or an indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when it is an actual service in time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. That's a lie. Because right now they own everything that we own, even though we have a title and a deed. Number 6. In the criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial, which they're not getting, by an impartial jury of the state and districts within the crime shall be committed, which districts shall have been previously ascertained by law and to be informed of the nature and causes of the accusation, to be confronted with the willingness against him, with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. And our J6ers get none of the above.
But by simple word change. It's not a district anymore, it's their own government.
Right, it's their own government.
Right.
But that government should be
it's a private-owned
applying
government.
our constitution, not making up their own rules as they go.
Right.
That's what they're doing.
Yep, they make them up as they go.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of the patriots that I had talked to earlier on that was coming to the first rally. She wasn't able to come to this one, but this was actually a relative of hers, and his name is Jack Frost. But he got the citation, Jack L. Frost. But he was awarded the Silver Star. And if somebody would like to just read a little bit of what he did, this is why we stand for the flag, and this is why we fight so hard for this country, for the freedoms that they sacrificed for. So if anybody would like to read this, any takers? No? You read it? I appreciate you volunteering. Thank you so much. Okay, all right, we're good.
Just read the whole thing?
Just down there. Yeah.
Okay, the President of the United States of America, authorized by Act of Congress, July 9, 1918, takes pleasure in presenting the Silver Star to Staff Sergeant Jack L. Frost, United States Army, for gallantry in action while serving with the 35th Infantry Division in action near Normandy, France on July 17, 1944. When his platoon was pinned down by enemy machine gun fire, Sergeant Frost, a platoon guide, crawled back to his company commander with information about the enemy's situation, then led 2 tank destroyers forward and personally directed their fire, which resulted in the destruction of the enemy machine gun positions. He then rejoined his platoon and led it forward. When an enemy artillery barrage wounded a member of his platoon, Sergeant Frost, after causing his platoon to take cover, ran to the wounded man and brought him to safety. As he reached his own lines, he was seriously wounded by enemy machine gun fire. His courage, coolness, and utter disregard for his own safety saved the lives of one of his comrades, and his leadership and resourcefulness materially aided his company in making a rapid advance. His gallant actions were in keeping with the highest traditions of the military service.
And that's
Very
that's
good.
just one person that.
One in many.
Just one of many. Think of how many died at Normandy. All those young men that gave their life as soon as they got off those boats. You know?
The slaughter
We
field.
cannot forget. We cannot forget. And that's why we have to stand and fight. I have a gentleman that's in North Carolina trying to do all he can. He's an older gentleman, and I asked him, what does freedom mean to you? And this was just very short, but just kind of what freedom means to me. Freedom comes from a few that serve many. Freedom isn't free, it has a price. Freedom is not given, it's earned. To me, freedom is a state of mind that you control. The lack of freedom is controlled by someone else. What does freedom mean to you? And he's currently, he says the tiny home project that we are doing here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is starting out with 40 tiny homes for homeless veterans that somehow, after fighting our freedom, lost their way.
Wow.
So he's doing his part with, with what he can. So I commend him for doing that. So,
Wonderful person,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. So I really appreciate him sharing that with us. So, how many more pages do we have there? The
See,
J6s.
we're on 5.
Okay, let's try to go ahead and finish those up, and then I'll try to
We
finish
have
this.
Brian Jones, David Lee Judd, Cash Lee Kelly, Josiah Kenyon, Julian Ellie Qatar, Derek Kinnison, Billy Knutson, Felicia Conoid, I don't want to mess it up, Knoll, Matthew Kroll, Christopher Cronin, Jacob Lang, Nicholas Langerid, Terry Lindsay, Ron Lorcraig, James Malou, and Cody Matisse.
Thank you. Then I also talked to, we've all been through the past couple years, it's been really rough. And I'm a healthcare worker, and I went to work every single day when a large majority of America stayed at home. I went every single day, and I wasn't the only one. There was a lot of us. There was a whole lot of us. And after that was all over, we were heroes because we were on the front line, and then suddenly those heroes become the enemy because they did not want to, get
Liquid.
the jab. So this is from a young lady in Ohio. She's a group that she's trying to be a voice and help there. But this is a little bit of her story. She was an RN. Her name is Angela. She goes, I'm an RN with over 30 years of healthcare experience. I have been unemployed since November of 21 due to the mandates. I have had test-proven antibodies since October of 2020 and have had multiple COVID patients since then without being reinfected. Natural immunity is science and should not be dismissed. Actually, the CDC has recently come to the conclusion, but it's a little too late. Since the damage to my livelihood and millions of others have already been done, I'm a resident of Ohio and I'm licensed in Ohio, Michigan, and Florida. Easily, I could apply for a religious exemption since I am a Christian and I pray to God daily for His guidance. However, I feel that is a discrimination and is medical segregation, especially since patients, including children, are being removed from donor lists due to their vaccine status or the status of their donor, even if the donor is a family member. Additionally, if I guess I probably should stop saying that, if a you know what I'm saying, person is in an accident and was a donor, it is my understanding that they will not accept the donor's organs as viable because they did not get the vaccine. Yeah. This is unacceptable. Therefore, I'm taking a stand for myself and as a patient advocate. I have lost more than $100,000 in wages, but some things are more important than money. I did go to DC to meet with Jim Jordan along with the People's Convoy to discuss my concerns since he is my representative for District 4 here in Ohio. He seems to be in agreement, however, he's outnumbered in the House by politicians that are more concerned about getting their kickbacks than the lives of Americans. I'm involved here in Ohio attempting to get signatures for a right to refuse ballot initiative to amend our Ohio Constitution. My husband and I have been living on our minimal savings, which is running out quickly. My career options from this point are truly limited. Thank you for allowing me to share my story here today. I would also welcome any contact on my Facebook at Healthcare Freedom Advocates, and then she gives her name, so if anybody wanted to reach out to her. She goes, remember, you must stand for something or fall for anything. That's just one of many that's lost their job or been affected by that, and it's not right. It's not right at all.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
There's a guy, U.S. Air Force veteran in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Chad Carswell, and he was diabetic. He double amputee because of the diabetes, and was in Wake Forest Hospital. And he wasn't going to get the jab, but he needed a kidney transplant. And they refused it. They refused it because he was going to die without it.
Right.
So we did a program, we got together with a lot of my friends up there, and that was one of the biggest protest rallies we had going. And we protested Wake Forest. They brought security out. They didn't want anything, they want to keep it hush hush.
Right,
So the
absolutely.
community, we brought the community aware, and with all that, we had probably over 50 patriots. That was quite a bit.
Yeah.
But
Is
we made
anyone
it.
else?
Carswell.
Yeah.
And he was there, and he knew we were there, and he was posting on to give him a kidney transplant. So he had to move to offered him that at a veterans hospital in Texas.
Yes,
So he was able to get it.
He was able to get
He
it.
was able to get it over there, but still, that's why, one of the reasons we moved that, back home to Florida from North Carolina, we had so many protests going on over there, but it was just so many, we were outnumbered constantly, and we were attacked by Antifa and, you name it, psychopaths.
That's sad that, your life doesn't mean anything unless you've been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, I was threatened, I was doxxed by them,
Oh, I'm sure.
and they had my address, they were sending threatening letters, I was, like I said, I was the biggest white supremacist in North Carolina,
And that's
according to them.
that's what they do, they label you, that's
Yeah.
what they do, they label you, that's the only way they can,
Right.
feel like they're.
But what I would tell them in their face, I said, I'm undoxable. And they they try, I mean, they wrote a blog about me, it's pretty intense. They knew everything from I was a veteran, where I went to high school, my dad was World War II veteran, and all that stuff was in this thing, so it was kind of crazy.
Yeah, they don't stop at anything, I mean, once they get,
Sorry, can't get
like you said, it's not
where we can see.
normal.
Yeah.
A normal person does not act that way or behave that
Oh,
way.
that's what I'm saying.
It's not normal.
Mental problem.
It is.
Yeah.
And we've done away with all the mental institutions, and that's their own
That's
streets.
where everything went down.
Yeah.
That's where
They took that away.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, there is no resources for these people any longer, so it's terrible.
They need help.
Yeah, they do, yeah. So Angela, somebody else want to read a page? We're getting to the.
Nitty-gritty.
And guess who brought that about? Crazy man himself, Geraldo.
Oh,
Brought which thing about?
He was afraid he was going to go in one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
the man who does everything, done everything, everywhere.
Oh, and he's
Still looking for Capone's gold.
crazy. I'm gonna
Yeah,
volunteer you again.
they give him hell on Fox, so he goes on there
On the Fox.
on the 5.
He used to rule it. Now they're coming back at
Getting been
him.
around.
Oh, yeah, there's 2 or 3 there that'll look him right in the eye and laugh at him.
Yeah. You're a joke.
I haven't seen him in a while.
He's been back. He's on contract.
Yeah, he was there yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shows up once in a while.
It's enough and he runs away.
Well, all he does, he comes on there and he brags about his family,
Oh, yeah.
his kids,
Everything he's
dog.
done.
He's better than
His 10 wives.
Yeah. And then he got that naked shirt and that naked picture that he got on floating around the internet that.
Oh, has he got one of those?
Oh, years ago,
Oh,
Geraldo.
yeah.
Don't you remember he was standing at the sink and he's like naked from the top up, and then he got in trouble.
Damn, I missed that.
Why? Oh, I'm sure you can find it. You're not missing anything, but I'm sure you can find it. So.
That's all right. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. It was kind of like one of those Anthony Weiner.
Oh.
You remember Anthony?
Oh, boy, there's.
Yeah.
Another winner.
Yeah, another winner. Yes. Okay, we're gonna continue reading the J6ers. We're gonna honor them tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna run out of light here, so.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, but we've got to do what we got to do. Okay.
Yeah, light switch.
Well, that was troublemaker.
Oh, yeah, we have lights up there too.
We like troublemakers.
Yes, we are ready.
Okay, Mark Mazza, Ronald McAbee, James McGrew, Sean McHugh, Jeffrey McKellop, Kelly Meggs, Connie Meggs, Ron Mealy, Jonathan Mellis, Jaleese Middleton, Mark Middleton, Garrett Miller, Matthew Miller, Jordan Mink, Brian Mock, Robert Morse, and Tom and Dawn or Kaylee Monk.
No, your wife. You can't read? She's doing a wonderful job.
Okay, we have Joshua Munn, Christy Munn, Marshall Neefy, Ryan Nicholas, Ethan Ruffalo, Willen, Robert Norwood, Joseph Padilla, Robert Palmer, Dominic Pezzola, Ronnie Presley, Mark Ponder, Sean Price, Cynthia Price, Christopher Price, Paul Ray, Barry Ramey, and Guy Reffitt.
And if you watch the vigil, you recognize some of these names, some of these men that call out and talk to us, so. And it's just awful, the treatment. I mean, just awful, the treatment. And those guards don't get in trouble for it. This treatment, it's disgusting that happens in this country. It's awful. Okay, all right. Yeah, go ahead and read the note.
Zach Will, Stuart Rhodes, Howard Richardson, Thomas Robertson, Daniel J. Rodriguez, Jennifer Lee Ryan, Jeffrey Sable, Ryan Samuel, Ronald Sandlin, Peter Schwartz, Bart Shively, Thomas Sidvick, Jeffries Sills, Troy Smocks, Audrey Southard, Peter Stagger, Isaac Sturgeon, and Tracy Stunston.
All right,
Well, thank you.
no, I'm good, thank you, thank you. If she'll read that page.
We have one left.
What is it? Sure.
Okay.
Or I'll text you. I'll share that. I'll share it.
No, don't put it on, I got some
Thank
readers.
you.
Okay, go for
All
it.
right, Andrew Cathy, George Tanios, Enrico Cario, Joseph Thomas, Dustin Thompson, Daniel Warmus, Jessica Watkins, Isaac Westbury, Jonah Westbury, Robert Westbury, Victoria White, Jack Wade Whitten, Ricky Wilden, Sean Witzerman, Christopher Worrell, Isaac Yoder, Kyle James Young, and Ryan Zinn.
All right, that was all of our J6ers, and I just hope that they're. Yes, yes, please, yes. We need to keep them in our prayers, and that hope that justice is served for them soon. These men are, and there's some women too. They're going to do great things. Justice will be served, and they will prevail. So, and God knows if they don't get their justice here, they will get it in heaven. So, all right, she's going to finish reading the 7, 8, 9, and 10 of the amendments.
In suits at common law where the value is controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. Number 8, excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. Yeah, you need to tell them that. The enumeration and the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to any or to deny or disparage others retained by the people. 10. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. See, we the people possess the power.
We the people. Yeah.
It says it right there.
Yep.
We possess the power.
And something that we take for granted every single day is us being in America. We definitely take it for granted. And the ones that are here, that worked hard to get here, appreciate it much more than we do. I mean,
Yes.
we were blessed that we were born in this country. They don't realize how blessed we are. But my daughter just recently married into a huge Sicilian family, and his parents, his mom and dad came here from Sicily. So this is a story, a letter from his dad's point of view, coming from Sicily to America. Growing up in another country and having immigrated to America has bettered my life. My hope was always to get married, have kids, live in a nice place, and aspire to greater things. The belief of a whole new world beyond the confines of my country was what I had grown up hearing about. America was the place to be, where the streets were paved with gold and anything imaginable was possible. Although this was a dream for many, leaving everything to start a whole new life would take courage. I came to this country and had to learn a new way of life. There were new customs. I had to learn another language, and I had to find work. I believed in the American dream, and I studied hard to become a citizen so that I could be a part of America that I had been promised. Working hard and being dedicated to a greater vision allowed me to find success. This is a country that allows for the achievement of dreams and prosperity for all, as long as you work for it. The opportunities that I was offered in this country allowed me the possibilities to make my own way, to find my own desires. I went to school, became a business owner. Having joined a union, I have had the privilege of knowing job security, having benefits and rights as a worker. The freedom I found in this country has allowed me to provide for both my family and myself. Ultimately, my move to America ensured that my children would be given all the opportunities to achieve their dreams, and that is a freedom that we are all blessed with in this country. So they do appreciate being here much more than we all take it for granted. I mean, I'm sure every single one of us has to remind ourselves we were blessed to be born in this country for what we have. And we should be highly pissed at what's going on in this country right now, and what they're doing to us, because they're taking it all away. And sadly, their mission is to make this a third world country, and we're not too far from that.
No, we're not.
We're headed there real fast. So, anybody else have any comments about anything that we've talked about?
I like to say, right here in the state of Florida, we have Miami that's majority Cuban,
Yeah.
and they are totally against this.
Yes, they
Totally
are.
against this. Orbeez not dead. I don't speak Spanish, but I'm on there. If somebody can speak Spanish and talk to them there and put this word out, probably get a lot of Cuban help from South Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
well-
are some other groups. I've connected with a man that he reaches out throughout the whole state, and there are other groups, but he said his words to me is they're tired. These patriots that are
Right.
out there working,
It's
they're
not helping.
tired. So they're exhausted because
Exhausted.
there's so
Yeah.
few doing all the fighting, and so we've got to get more people involved. We've got to. So just a.
It's hard to get people to listen. Everybody's afraid of what, oh, I can't do this or I can't do that. They're all afraid.
The outcome, the results, or I'm too busy, and like I said, I've used myself and Charlene as an example. You're never too busy. You guys are on the road all the time.
All
you
the
know,
time, yep.
doing something, so you find the time and you make it happen.
I'm too old to be afraid.
Right.
Right. That's kind of what you're right.
Yeah.
And what do we have to be afraid of? Our rights?
There've been better people. Some of them may have succeeded.
Yeah. I just want to say that we have to do better for our vets. You know, just these our people with depression and loneliness, the hungry, the homeless. We need to take care of all these people, and they have all fallen into the cracks. It's terrible. No
The
one in
money's there,
America.
but it just gets wasted
Yeah.
on projects that never need
Yeah.
to be built.
Yeah,
They
and
build
mental health,
stuff
as
that
I
nobody
mentioned a
needs or
minute ago,
even
we've
knows
got
where
to do
it's
better
at.
with the mental health.
Why
Or
do
they charge
know?
so much to them that they can't afford it anyway.
Right,
Right.
and then
Well,
the seniors, again, the seniors, the cost of
some
living is
young
going
fella
sky,
here.
I mean, you know, the cost of
Cost
living's
of
going up,
living
but they're
going
not
up.
making any more money, you know, so.
If you're gonna-
And what they do increase, they take it back on extra stuff, on the insurances and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's just ridiculous, and it's sad because they worked so hard to be able to get where they are, and they're still, every day, there's more month than there are money,
Yeah.
and it shouldn't be that way, it shouldn't be that way.
So what do we have to do to change it?
Work from the bottom up.
Well, you have
Kick
to-
'em out.
The only solution
Clean it up.
now, because it's so corrupt, and they're never gonna change, they're in charge and they're gonna keep there. The only possible solution we got now is to never re-elect anybody.
Right.
Clear them out.
I mean, we'll lose a few good people,
Yeah.
We will.
but there's a couple up there that might be patriotic,
Yep.
like, the guy from South Carolina that quit. Gowdy. He was a straight guy,
Right.
Yeah.
a real patriot. But he was so embarrassed and displeased by this, you know, he just threw his hands up and said, hell, I ain't.
Well, the one big thing in elections is the judges.
Yeah,
They're bipartisan. You don't know what they stand for.
That's,
So you have to research them, you have to go back and see who appointed them, who was governor at the time, what were they, to vet them before you vote. But
Correct.
people don't do that, they just say, this name looks good.
I went into every one on our list.
I did too.
Every circuit court judge, and I looked to see who they were appointed by.
Right.
And if it was a Clinton or an Obama, I said, nope,
did
automatically.
exactly
Or Chris, Charlie Chris.
What they did.
Nope, I don't
for-
care for him either.
What they did.
We don't need him.
No.
Or that turtleneck Scott,
What they did
He was
in
great.
rhinos.
and Pinellas County, like when we went in, they had, like we looked online and we were like, who are these people, you know, and kept searching. But then we went to the Dem.
Well, it popped up when I was
It popped
looking
up.
it up.
It had every single answer for them to
The
just
answer
go
on
on
their
their website and to find out where they're located. And it had every single person for them to vote for. So that's why they were going in and I'm like, dude, how are they? Like, I'm sitting here, me and her, and I'm like, dude, we've been here 30 minutes. I'm still working on my vote. These people are coming in, checking and walking out so fast. And when we saw that, we're like, well, there it is.
Hartford
Yeah.
does the same thing.
Yeah,
They
they're go-
send you a notice every time there's.
What to do,
an
who to
election.
vote, and all
Vote
that.
for these people.
Yep. So then why don't we do
Yes,
that?
they do.
That's what I did.
Research.
That's it.
And
That's what I do. I filled it out before and,
Anybody ever bought?
cause I worked the polls for several years. I was a clerk, I was a poll worker, I was the oath taker.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the most important job at the polls because you have to verify provisional ballots and all the voters that come in there. So I learned
Same, man.
then you have to watch it because you get a bad oath person in there,
They're gonna turn it all
they're gonna turn it around.
yeah.
They're gonna take it away from you.
over.
So we had to watch our poll workers, our clerks.
I'm a
And Florida has a good system.
Get a little check. But they used to publish the hierarchy. They would so-called have hearings and entertain all the politicians to come in and talk to you. And then they'd sit down and have a meeting and they'd pick which ones we should vote for. And they would literally publish a list and hand it out to the membership.
And if you don't vote this,
Yep.
I can vouch for that because I was a union delegate to the Democratic Party. I've been to a couple of conventions. I've been up close and rubbed elbows with them, and I know just how crazy it is, and how undependable they are, and how narrow-minded they are. I've been there and done that, and I've had my wife with me as a guest sitting beside me.
That's basic.
I was also a delegate to the AFL-CIO a couple of times.
What is that, may I
Florida
ask?
State Council of Cardinals. I got sent to all those because I could read and write real well.
That's basically how they did it to turn the country around. The Democrats built these unions and KKK and you name it.
Well, in
They
this
built
state-
them and then they changed names of different things
I
to
don't
make
know.
it look different. But they're working behind the scenes,
Well,
pushing these
the worst
organizations
thing
out
that ever
to
happened to our schools is the union
undermine us.
of the teachers. They could have had a professional organization like doctors or accountants or something like that.
Yeah.
But not a union. It is the worst thing that's ever happened to our schools. And I saw them when they joined the AFL-CIO because I was a delegate. And suddenly they took the whole thing over because they outnumbered everybody, the plumbers, the carpenters, the welders. Yes, ma'am, thank you. But those teachers union is a terrible thing.
yes, and what they're doing to
They're
the
guy-
kids in the schools.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
The
that
schools are
movie
not
that
in our schools. There was a time when the PTA had meetings.
Real
parents,
meetings.
PTA was
teachers.
good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, now you're not allowed to have
And then they-
anything to say about your children.
Right.
They changed it to
They know
PTO.
everything. The intellectual community considers themselves superior
Yes.
to the rest of us.
Right.
Some of them don't have enough sense to wipe their ass. But they still consider themselves superior to us.
Exactly.
Yes.
And they think they know better
It's
than
just-
we do, or the parents do, or whatever.
Did everybody see the documentary about the schools a while back where they were
Yeah.
telling how it was like a conveyor belt? They were
Yeah.
just passing them along the
Jackson
conveyor belt, the
Hospital.
children on the conveyor belt
I was born at home,
to,
in my house.
Um,
With-
six
to
people
pass them
down in the
along without the
hospital.
knowledge so they
Well, I've been
could
to
corrupt
Jackson.
their minds.
Yeah, Jackson Hospital down in Miami.
I put additions on it.
Okay, well,
I was in the construction business for,
I know you guys need to go, but what is the most important thing that we need to try to focus on now? I mean, as us, as
To get
individuals.
this bigger.
Get the word out. Spread the word, spread the
Okay,
word.
well, the next thing that we wanna do, you know, the village is a big place close to here. And
Yeah.
it's got, I think 57,000, mainly red
Yes.
people.
Yes.
And the woman that was here on the bike lives there.
Cat, she
And
goes by.
she said we could do a rolling convoy through there and
That'd
we
be
hand out
cool.
flyers.
Oh, they would love it.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
would love it.
villages.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they
So
would love it.
A rolling
Mhm.
convoy, I think.
Everything.
is next. I mean, we can go
Well,
really slow, I mean, really slow. You know,
They
we
do
can
have
just
Democrats
roll
in
through
that
all, and she
village.
could lead us, cause she's familiar with the area. So I think that
Sorry.
is the next thing we're gonna try to.
Plus, I think we need to get the younger crowd too. I mean,
Yeah.
It's crazy to see.
What are you trying to say, man?
Yeah. No, I'm saying, it's just because it's like they're getting, you know, all the college students, all the, like, they're just getting so wiped away. And it's just, it's sad. And it's ridiculous.
Okay.
My wife doesn't like to be able to she'd like to be out of her sight. She's worried about it.
So, you take long.
Well, folks, we're bringing it to an end. I'm gonna bring it to the end. My battery's about gone, but hopefully either later tomorrow or tomorrow I can get back on, talk to you about this. We've had a pretty informative night. Hopefully we can spread it all over the country, get this movement going, get all of our movements together, be one mighty force. So till now, God bless America. God bless our troops. God bless you. I love every one of you. Good night.